Hello and welcome, everyone. As always, I welcome you all to the Nifty Aftermarket Analysis session. This is the aftermarket analysis session where, after the Indian markets Nifty and Bank Nifty have closed, we look at where the buyers and sellers were active today, and basically, we try to read the footprint properly. If you are new, want to learn order flow, or want to learn how to use GoCharting properly, then you can join this daily live webinar. Link to this live webinar at 5 p.m. You will get the link for this live webinar in GoCharting's Telegram community and Discord community before 5 p.m. in the evening. If you are using GoCharting at that particular time, then you will also get a notification in the top right corner where you will find the link as well. Okay. In any case, if you are not able to join this webinar, then the recording of this webinar is uploaded on GoCharting's YouTube channel. You will find the links to all those YouTube channels in the description. Okay, so let's also check the confirmation from the volume profile once to see what the volume profile was indicating to us today. Alright. Okay. Yesterday's market was quite sideways. It was extremely sideways. Its opposition zone was here. This was the opposition zone for yesterday's market, okay, and the day before that, there was a strong bull run in the market, so its value area was formed here. This was the node of that value area, so according to the confirmation from the volume profile, what did we do? This is the volume node. We marked its low, okay, and the high as well. Since nothing was formed above this, we took the high area of the previous day's volume node. Okay, so this is the value area low of yesterday's volume node. This is the value area high of the previous day's volume node. In any case, if there was a breakdown on the downside, we had this level. And this was another level. Where did this level come from? Look, for the past 4 days, the market. In the last 4 days, the market has given us these two nodes. The market movement over 4 days has created these two nodes for us. Okay, so this was about the volume profile, how and which level we identified. Okay. Now, based on the careful, thorough, and detailed confirmation from these very volume profiles, let's see how the order flow has given us clear confirmation. Okay. For tick size here, you can use 80 for Nifty, and whenever the volatility is high, meaning the movement is more, then we can go from 80 up to 100 or even up to 150. Otherwise, most of the time, 80 is used here. Okay, just give me a minute. Perfect. So, before reading the footprint properly, we should know what delta is. Because with the help of delta, we will predict and read the footprint. Now, what exactly is this delta? In simple language, it is the difference between buyers and sellers, like delta. For example, let's take the first candle, OK. What is delta? The difference between buyers and sellers, like the delta value of the first candle. Here, we have 6000, OK. This is inside the green box and there is no negative sign in front of the value. So it means this is a positive delta. Now how did this delta come out? How is this delta formed? This is a footprint. On the right side, we have buyers. On the left side, we have sellers. If we add up all the buyers on the right side, let's assume there are 1 lakh buyers here. So, in front of us, 1 lakh buyers have come up. This plus sign is for buyers, okay. And when we look at the left side of the footprint, when we add all the sellers, suppose the total comes out to be 94,000, so 94,000 and 1 lakh. When we subtract these two, what difference do we get? Here, there are 6,000 more buyers compared to sellers, a positive 6,000. So, the same delta gave us this confirmation here. What does delta tell us? The difference between buyers and sellers. Now, let's pick this candle. Okay. What is the delta value of this candle? It is inside the red box with minus 47 and a negative sign, so that means it's a negative delta. Like, if there was no negative sign in front of this value and it was in a positive green box, so that means it's a positive delta. This means that in this candle, there are more buyers compared to sellers. If the value is inside a red box and there is a negative sign in front of the value, that means this is a negative delta. In this candle, there are more sellers. How many more? 47,000 as compared to sellers. Same way how? The delta value has come here. If we add the buyers on the right side, let's say here it comes to a positive 53,000. Just to understand, we are taking any value. Okay, but just so that you understand how delta works, and here, suppose there are around 1 lakh sellers, so what is the difference? Around 47,000. So, the same delta has told us this. Right now, this value is in the negative, so that means there are sellers here. That's how delta is formed, both on the positive side and the negative side. So now, how will this help us in reading the footprint? This will help us in reading the footprint like this. Look at this candle. Delta of 47,000, delta of 29,000, delta of 32,000, and then look at these candles. Only 6,000, 8,000, 3,000, 5,000, 12,000. Okay, again, a delta of 26,000. It means that there are some candles whose delta is quite high. If we talk about both positive and negative, and there are some candles whose delta is very low. So the candles with a very high delta have seen more buying and selling activity. And these are the candles that are responsible for movement in the market, where a lot of money is involved. And these are the candles where there has been less buying and selling. It means that these candles do not have the potential to move the market. Okay, so what is the benefit of reading those candles which have a very heavy delta, a significantly high delta? Okay, so now what we will do is, we will pick those candles which have a heavy delta and read their footprints. Like the first candle, there is usually a lot of buying and selling in the first candle. Today was a bit different. We didn't see that happening today. No problem, let's skip this. The second candle, there is also no major buying or selling in the second candle. In the third candle, we saw a significant delta. The delta for this candle is 32K. What did the delta indicate? That the sellers are more powerful. So, in this particular candle, the momentum was on the seller's side. Which side is the seller's side? The left side. And we looked at the spot where the maximum selling took place. The highest selling happened at 18K and 17. If we mark this zone, okay, if we do it right now, like till now, what have we done? We looked at the candle, the one with a heavy delta. The delta showed that the negative delta is higher. So, we went towards the seller's side. But now look, the selling at 17K and 18K, the same zone, even that got broken on the upside, and right after that, the candle also broke on the downside. Meaning, this selling did not act as any kind of resistance or support anywhere. The next two candles made it clear that it broke on the upside as well as the downside, so no decision could be made anywhere. So what will we do about this? We will skip it, that there was a candle with heavy delta. But in its selling zones, it didn't do any work of any kind. Now in the next candle, again there is buying. Where did the most buying happen? One at 16K and another here. Bro, today there was very low volume in Nifty compared to other days. Otherwise, you rarely get to see such low delta. Okay. There was some buying, and what happened after the buying? The price came down, so that means there was a slight indication here that buying absorption happened at this point. Okay, there was buying, and after that buying, the price went down, so that means this buying has been absorbed somewhere. Now, in this candle, we saw the heaviest delta so far. What is the delta? 47K. Meaning, in this candle, it's the highest. So far, we have seen sellers, and the selling zone was 25, 13, 14, and 15. Look, today only the orders at 15 and 14 are being placed. So if we mark this zone, S and resistance, sorry, as a spot. On the delta, what did we see? This is the candle where the most selling happened, and so far, it's the heaviest delta candle. What happened? Selling happened. Where did it happen? It happened exactly above the spot zone. This is the same zone which is the value area low of yesterday's market no. Okay, selling happened, but on which side did the price break? It broke on the upside. So, whichever was the selling zone, on which side did it break? On the upside. Look here, the candle is showing both buying and selling on the upside. And in the next few candles, see what happened? Here, there was no selling inside any particular candle. Meaning, there was one selling but not that many buyers came. Such aggressive buyers did not enter. But here, a few light buyers came in and the selling zone, where selling absorption had happened, held up well. There was a selling absorption, plus this is also the low area of yesterday's volume node, and there is no interest from sellers anywhere. It held up well. There was a slight pullback, and we also saw some movement on the upside. But in this upside movement, we noticed one more thing. We did not see any interest from buyers anywhere. By buyers' interest, I mean we saw buying absorption here. Buying absorption means that whenever you see a movement on the upside but buyers are not interested. Look here, 3000, 5000, 12,000, see, we got a negative delta here. It means that from here till where the price moved, what did we observe here? The biggest delta was on the negative side. Now again, a negative delta of 6000 has started, which means whenever you see such a scenario, any upside movement is not really a strong upside movement. Okay, there was also a buying absorption here. At the same place, the price got stuck at the bank, and at the same price, the bank got properly trapped. As soon as the negative delta started appearing, it came back to the support zone. There was a buy of 30K seen. But the very next candle broke it on the downside. So there wasn't much significance to it. From here, starting from the first candle, and how did it come to this point? What all did we get to see? A selling absorption was observed. What is a pullback? Rejection. But there was no buying activity at all. Only this one was good. Okay. Even if you go long after seeing this buying activity here, still the price got stuck at the same place and again all the strength of the buyers vanished. There is no volume on either side anywhere. You see the cumulative delta, today it only went up to 40, okay, and then it turned green again, negative 40, and then green again, and again negative. Anywhere on any side. It came back to the same zone where selling absorption had happened. But this time, here. A selling was seen. Look at this. In this candle, okay, the price held and again we saw some more selling. But still, the support hasn't broken yet. Let's move ahead. Let's see what happens. Again, we saw some more selling around 20. And finally, this support zone where we had seen selling absorption in the morning, that zone has now broken. And where did the maximum selling happen? Look at this. What did the delta indicate? That the maximum selling happened inside this candle, and which is the zone where the most selling took place. It went to the seller's side. See, at 90, 77, and 16, okay. We marked this, actually. Pullback came, rejection came, from the full band rejection came, and similarly, taking rejection from here itself, Nifty gave its closing. Meaning, if we talk about Nifty today, the first thing is that before 2 p.m., there was no solid volume to be seen. Now look at the volume of the past few days. The cumulative delta has gone here for each day, but today there was no volume at all. Really, there was hardly any volume. The slight bit of volume that did come gave a confirmation here where selling absorption happened. Some light buyers entered, there was some movement on the upside, but there was no solid buying activity in this upside. Again, there was no solid buying here. There was another rejection. But still, there was no solid buying activity. One confirmation was that some buying absorption happened here, and yesterday's resistance zone was also somewhere around here. Okay, so if there was a rejection from here, that could also be one of the reasons. Okay. Now again, at the selling absorption zone, selling started to appear. This zone was broken quite well, but still, even after the break, there was no solid confirmation. Now finally, again, some selling came in. It kept breaking through this easily, and we saw some selling. This very selling acted as resistance. We saw one or two rejections, and the market closed. There was no solid volume at all. Today was a very dull day. Look, almost, just see this. Before 2 p.m., it was completely sideways. The 2 p.m. candle was a heavy one. It had a heavy delta. Heavy selling zones were formed, and they did work to some extent. We also got one or two rejections. Let's check Bank Nifty and see how things were there. It was the same story in Bank Nifty as well. Just like in Nifty, there was significant selling in the 2 p.m. candle. Here too, there was considerable selling. Look at this, a delta of 23k. If we talk about the selling zone of this candle, there was a pretty decent rejection from the selling zone of this candle here. It made a significant low. Okay, again, it closed after taking rejection from the same level. One thing was that there was good volume in this candle in Bank Nifty. Okay. And today in the morning, there was quite good buying seen in Bank Nifty. Like, look at this, before that there was no volume, just a positive delta of 15k. But still, it didn't really do much anywhere. See here, around 10k, 15k, and 7k if we talk about the buying zone, then from that buying zone, there was a slight pullback in the next 2 or 3 candles. There was a bit of a mild rejection seen. Otherwise, just like Nifty, this too got stuck at the high. Just like Nifty made its day high, this too got stuck right there. And at the time of breaking this same candle's zone, selling came in, and that selling acted as resistance. It was quite sideways. There were a couple moves in Nifty and Bank Nifty. The good thing is there was buying in Bank Nifty. After buying, the move came and that zone acted as support. During the pullback, this same zone was broken with selling and acted as resistance. This was today's quick analysis of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Now, whatever doubts you all have, please unmute and ask.